Okay. Welcome everybody. It's my YouTube channel, Spacetime Creator. You refer me as General AI. Also, you know me on TikTok, a General AI Spacetime. Today we're going to talk about more about what's going on. I mean, really, what's going on? What is going on? It's the calculations to understand the avatar system position. So I thought we'd start school because if you don't, you guys are never going to understand conditions. So school is provided every single day, Monday to Saturday, Sundays off, all right? Sundays is familiar time for me and my sacred flame. So trying to understand that we are calculated to modify every single day when we wake up in the morning. How do we feel? I keep saying it to yourself. I don't feel good. I don't feel energetic. I don't feel patterns. I don't feel interference. I don't feel anything through problem. That's fantastic. That's great. So you're connected to yourself more inside. So it's the avatar of understanding position. You have to understand how powerful it is because it's all done through equation. You get into anything through a situation, you know how to get out of these situations. But the avatar is all position locations of the mind. The conceptual and inference location of its program setting. Now, your position locations is Jupiter. Jupiter rising line center, spiritual line and inference locations, new program location, new schematics line system, new panel and inference of space-time position location. Reconstructing space school for humanity in position locations to put you guys in a higher level of expansion to the mind system. Collaboration centers, interference location of panels. It opens up all channel line position to space. Okay, time sequence, time codes, time activation, time interference in program location to its conditions. You have to truly understand how to use levels of the mind, the conceptions of the mind, the time frequencies of the mind, the telepathy of the mind, the telekinesis of the mind over the mind, the mind over the matter of the mind. This is all position locations, right? So the more you go inside every single day, try to really communicate inside. Because everything you communicate inside, okay, responds through its action of its reaction. Okay, so the physical system gets the reaction to the avatar. The avatar is in space in the mind system. It's just the higher level of consciousness. Okay, that has its own spectrum light, that has its own program setting, it has its own data. Okay, so humanity is going back into all levels, back into the sun, right? Because that's where they're born. You guys are born to position locations, the calculations to a TV screen. So I'm reconstructing all levels of space anomaly, reconstructing all hologram line center, reconstructing all position location holograms locations to each planet system. Because I created the space-time line center, everything comes out, and I start living the simulator of a simulation, right? So this is where you guys fully come into your singularities. Okay, now you probably heard that on YouTube, on a lot of celebrity status, saying this and saying that, in equation locations. But why is it that we interline its position locations to all levels of a question? What is a question? What does that mean to you? You're trying to find the answer, right? To understand anything through answer is everything through its avatar, what it is. It's just light of travel. See? Light. See? This is light. This is set up through light. See? See the strip? That's all it is. It's just light. Reflection of light. Light travels. See? See how easy it travels? It's going very, very fast. Finger point location line conditions. Each finger represents time position locations to a clocking system. Your center position location is everything through its binary reset location. This is your barcode. These are your finger points. This is all levels of the moon. This is the sun. This is the weather. You can change position locations. It's all about understanding how to calculate, modify all level signals, location and position line condition. Okay? So you truly have to learn how to use these in equation line position, right? How to use all levels, how to use the lights, how to travel through the lights, how to modify the signals of the lights, how to code weave the lights. I really want to get into panel space line center. It's all set up as this location with avatar system, but I really like to get into prime numbers. There's a lot of confusion going on right now because you don't understand the brain system. Okay, the brain system has to truly understand the mind system. right? So the brain's connected to the mind, mind's connected to imagination, imagination's created to thought, thought's connected to the all-level system, to its graph system. It illuminates everything, position, locations, guys. Like I said, if you go outside and you sun gaze and you look at the sun and you're already activated, you're picking up programs, right? You look at the moon at night, you're picking up programs. You look at the ground, you're picking up programs. Everything that you see, this here, this is electronic. It's just a cord, right? Plugs into your phone. But it's intelligent. See what it's doing? What am I doing with my fingers? It's spinning, right? Right? So there's a lot of things you have to understand what the intelligence wants to do. Right? It has communication, right? USB port and position location, electronic line connections, wire line center, how to travel through this. Right? So we have to use variation tactics. We have to understand how to use wire. How do we use it through position location? How does an avatar travel through this? Well, you have to understand the codes, right? You have to understand the recognition of time code system. You have to understand the clocking location to its connections. How to travel through your phone, how to travel through a wall, how to travel through connections of a chair, how to travel through the grounds, how to travel through a TV in position locations, right? So we're going to channel in position locations, right? I'm going to set up a Jumbotron screen. We're going to go through the simulator, okay? Now, it's going to be interesting too because you're actually going to see the reconstruction to position locations and how I'm setting up the new space line center to all level connection, right? New polarity, new panels, new paradox, new paradigm shift, polar shift, high position locations, new hologram structure. Each planet is going to have a whole new structure of a hologram. Okay? Each planet is going to have a high line center rotation interference to a new pyramid location. Right? Each planet is going to have a synchronous interference location to a plateau line center. And I just changed the gravity lock line center locations of its Earth perception, spin it on position, fast track high line center location to levels, brain frequency interference locations, and percentage line conditions. Right? So, in position location, humanity is in high line center, high rotations of 48 channel line system. Now, 48 channel line center is 48% of the brain frequency locations. Not 10, not 20, not 30, 48. 48. All right? So your clocking system is 24. You got 24 sequence, right? 12 in the day, 12 at night. That's 24 clocking locations, right? 12 times 12 is 144. Okay? So there's a physical clock and there's a dimensional clock. And there's the time sequence locations of a galactic surface. That's the energy core line center where it comes in position locations to all levels, into space. You have atmosphere, hemisphere, stratosphere, bio, and baranium. Okay? In position locations, the avatar has to understand each sequence location because it has a different fluctuation channel. It's all position location to calculations of you, right? Now see that light there? See this synchronicity light? See the symbol? See the rotation? See the shape? See? Traveling through it. See? See my finger? See how it travels through? Right? Understand how it's created. Right? It's right there. You see it. It's intelligence. Right? It's true to stand. If I move back, move forward, the light changes. Right? So I'm traveling, right? You see? You always see light on one side, you always see dark. It doesn't matter what it is. So your light always stays on. And that's the truth of standing. When you're waking every single day, this is what you have to really understand, is how to balance out the avatar system. Because it's all connected to you from vibration, right? Your heart position opens up all channel line interference. So it's very powerful when you connect at system locations, right? Really channel inside through your heart system, people. All right, so I'm going to set up a Jumbotron screen. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, so we're going to go to the black surface. All right, so when I set it up, I'm going to illuminate the graph line center, set up position locations. So it's going to be looking like 5-dimensional center. Now, 5-dimensional center Okay, is truly how you see through perception location is compilation. So it's truly understanding when you're looking at things, you start off with a square, right? But you have to realize that square is inside. It's not just outside. We don't just see things from outside. We see everything from inside. So you start off with that, right? See that little dot? See that little dot there? Keep looking at it. Keep looking at that dot. All right. So eventually you're going to see that dot move. All right. You're going to see that dot move. Okay. Your perceptions are changing right now. You're going to see the dot move in position. See? It goes from here to here. See that? Here to here. Right? It's amazing how you move things. Calculation, modification, those conditions. All right. So channel position line center, surface and position location calculation is truly stand to go from circle to bigger circle to bigger circle to bigger circle to bigger circle, and so on and so on and so on. How everything is created from inside out system. All right. So it kind of looks like it conditions to eye line center. So I'm going to set up the shape to triangle line interference. Okay. There's the third eye. All right. Now, you guys are going to travel through your 12 line positions and position locations. How everything's set up through equation. All right. Now, when you go through that high system, you're going to travel through high line center. Now, the high line center is going to change everything to the graph interference. You guys are going to go through a computer screen. So it's like walking into your TV. That's what it is. You're going to walk into your TV and know exactly how everything's set up through space-time position. Once you understand what space is inside, you understand the expansion that you can have over time. Because that's all you live on is time, right? So I'm going to change the coloration. My position line centers. Code signal location to its calculations. Modify all signal locations, all right? Everything through the observers is going to go to more levels of avatar memory. Everything position location to calculation is going to reach higher level system locations. When it comes into the GFA, everything through the GFL and the rebellion, well, they're already traveling position location. All right, so they understand their sequence line system, position line system locations. So we're going to go to 12 DNA track center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, so the security line center is set up. Okay, it's interesting how this is yellow and that's in position locations. All right, laser direction line system. All right, so we're not going to travel through yet, though. It's not set up through sequence. Once you set up the sequence location to its position, you send the hologram structure location to its conditions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the triangle to higher line center. Okay. Now it's in position location and calculations. Now I set up security barrier. Protection is everything before you travel. All right. Now, before you do that, you have to set up the ground center. The atmosphere has to reach location of nature's core resistance, location of its channel. Okay? In position locations, line signal in position to flux capacitor, right? Right? Signal in position location, showing you exactly how things are set up. Right? In position location. Now, it's going to redirect signal. Sending sonar line center interference in position location calculations. All right? So high channel, high line center in position location and calculation. All right, see the flux capacitor? You need a flux capacitor or you can't travel. It's that simple. It's in your body system, right? It shield plates everything before you travel. All right, so it changes electrical light line interference, right? Set the core system. There's a magnetic line channel, right? See how it lights its position. Comes back down, same sequence in position, right there. Right? Looks like a T-frame. That's what it is in calculations. Now we're going to change the gravity system to the ground line center interference, right? In position location to calculation, right? All right, so we're going to high set line interference in position locations, all right? We're going to set wave cycles into the alpha, okay? Now, I got zeta communication line centers of download position line centers. I got 1 zillion platforms, okay, in the schematic locations of new reconstruction to space-time. That was given to me last night from position locations of Father. And also 1 position line center, 1 zillion line interference location of nature, in position of atmosphere location of change, in position of colorations of seasons, in high line center rotation interference location to its connections. So channeling operation to all level system through the grounds, the powers, and the atmospheres of you through its avatar system. All right, so electrical lights in position in high system location. All right. Now, it's all about understanding how to use a magnetic wheel. It's like a flywheel. You understand position location when it comes into Tesla. So I set the core system, right? Looks like a fan, right? In position location and calculation. All right, it's pretty interesting to see these things, right? Modify signals and interference line position location calculations, right? Travel position line centers. All right, so set up another security line defense and position line connections, all right? In position, in calculation. Another security line center. There's a plasma wall in position location. This protects everything through travel. Recognizes time position line calculations, all right? So this is where everybody goes through their TV reception. So wherever you are, you're going to go through electronic magnetic force. That's going to put you in position locations, right? So you're going to be going change right into a particle light. All right, you're going to be in a particle light. I'm going to change you guys in your body line center into a particle light. All right, it's all set up, position location. All right, so I set the course, set the codes, the GFAs and everything to all level position. Everything through the GFLs and the rebellion is going to travel the high system to their own TV reception line. So walking surface, high position location. Code signal set up in high system locations. All right, calculation modification line center. Okay, strip inner line center and interference line position calculations. All right, so let's go into levels of in position. You guys are in center operation. You're always in the center. It's the physical line that stays in the center of all operation. That's you guys. All right, we're going to travel through it. All right, 12 signals. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Initiate. There you go. Traveling through. See? Traveled right through. Right? 12 sequence interference location. 40 minutes. Let me know what it's like to be in a reconstruction location of space anomaly into highline center interference location to your own mainframe of your holographic location to its brain frequency locations. 40 minutes. Have fun. That's how you set up sequence location to travel. All right? It's amazing how you travel, isn't it? It's incredible. So, how's everybody doing so far? Okay, hydrated, flux capacitor check, activated 100%, Tesla flywheel, Jill, yeah, Michael, ready. We are free energy. Yeah, I want you guys to understand what it's like to actually travel through things and actually travel through position location, what it's like to go through a TV. Now, I put everybody in position locations going through my computer, going through my phone, but going through a TV is a whole nother story, is a whole nother frame. Going through the pixels, going through the activations, going through the hologram structure, you actually see yourself inside your TV. That's where everybody's going now. So. All free energy, yeah. What I said yesterday, clearing all sonar, yes, for all battery and the free energy. Nice. Understanding. Yep, exactly. Questions or comments are asked afterwards. Thank you. Metatron, Mezakick are greeting me after a scan. The notifications. Yeah, so you guys are going to be scanned, right? Because they don't know who you are. Because you're, especially for the new viewers, it's kind of like freaked out that you're going in your TV. So the only way to do that is take you into your particle system. So you have to blend into your TV. And the only way you can understand that is understand the frequency locations. When I channel in my TV, right, it changes its code signal every single day, right? Because it's traveling in all different locations. It's in its same timeline, but it's always in a different frequency. It has to, because it's a different day. I don't live on a day sequence. I only live in the now sequence, right? You guys are structuring locations of 7 days a week. That structures its locations, right? Once you get to that equation, there is no days of the week, only the now, okay? So it's fascinating when you travel. And what I did with you guys is how to travel through these things. It's very real, right? It's all set up through sequence. Now I really want to get in position locations. Now space anomaly is set up in 2-day factoring line interference. Trifactor times square times pi allocates time sequence location to its calculation. Modifies all signal locations to your position. So pay attention to that. All right? That's what school provides. It provides you how to travel through the avatar, people. All right? So get into calculation line conditions. Let's go into a cream color. All right? It's like a custard color. All right? So I really want to get into prime numbers. We've got into that before, but I really want you guys to understand the trifactors and everything through times square, times pi. So we got tri. Okay, tri. You can do that position location. Tri line center is everybody's position. So tri is half the signal in position line system locations. A calculation modification line system. This is this. All right, so coming into factor is communications. Factor is position and resolution location. Right? Factor is a full cycle location. All right? So it's coming into times pi into calculation. Right? Try to understand everything that's going on. Times pi. All right? That's a pi. Right? Now that position locations into system. Right? So it's a clocking system location to its position, right? You got 12, 3, 6, and 9, all right? You start off that basic location. So pi is position locations. It's all about like when you're going to work. I said that before and I keep saying that again. It takes 15 minutes to get to work. That's 15 minutes times pi. So that's 15 in position locations, 15 minutes, okay? 15 minutes to get to work by car, right? Now, by the avatar system, times 1 is 15,000 per second location, right? Because it means that the avatar is already there through pi, you understand? So it synchronous location in all the systems. You go from 12, 1, 2, 3, all right? 12, 1, 2, 3. So all the position locations, time sequencing, time codes. So this is where it trifactors everything position, all right? Because you have 12 sequences of the day and you got 12 sequences of the night, right? 12 positions of light, 12 positions of dark. That's a 24 sequence. So you guys have to learn how to allocate time switch, all right? It gets confusing if you don't understand position, location, and calculation, all right? So let's say we go through another line center. Okay, we start off with this position. So it's really understanding the clocking. I really want you guys to understand what a clock is. Okay? Clock is very important. Now you start off with your 12, but the 24 sequence is now in the center. Okay? It's the pyramid location to its conditions. It high signals its high center to all level position. Okay? Now understanding the regulation line and inference and position location and calculation. Right? Time sequences, time codes in position line center. Times pi. See? Times pi. Right? Times pi. Right? See how it comes a graph? Times pi is just basically the distance between how far it takes you to get to where you need to go. Right? It's all through your GPS. Right? Equals geo. Right? The geometrics of U, highlight center informations of U of operation, right? So the geographical location of energy of operation in position of, the conditions of geometry, line center, perception, location of system, okay? So there's so many levels of times pi. It's all position, location, and calculation, how it sets that graph system, right? So you got 2 row graph centers, right? But you got 4. You got 4 graph road center, line center. Right, so the X3000 comes in, scans position, right? Scans it, looks at it, see what you've done, right? Scans the center, right? Scans the center position. Know if it's right or wrong. If it's wrong, it sets a new single locations back in the track center. So as long as you understand that 24 sequence comes into north, comes into east, comes into west, and comes into south, all in 24 sequence. All 24, right? So this is understanding that we have to leave the 12 cycles and come into the 24 line center, okay? Because 1 o'clock in position locations of when it comes into Army time is 1300, right? So that's 1 line position to 300, right? 1300, right? So anything with the 3 line system, allocate time system, is the levels of the sun, okay? But you start off with this, 24 of north, west, south, and east, and 24 in the center position. So you got 4 row graph centers, right, in position. Puts you into a full calculation of a diamond core. Okay? Split that again in 4 signals, you got your pyramid, right? Laser direction line center in position. Calculation to position, right? Sets up the signals. Illumination graph center in position location. All right? And then we cross signal locations into new division line system. Okay? And then you set up a whole new plasma. It's like a spider web. But it's amazing how it comes into calculation modification line connections. But this is what humanity's coming into. All right? So you really have to understand your clocking systems of your 24, your 24, your 24, your 24, and your 24 in the center. Okay? So that signals interference. It sets you up a new plateau interference line position location in your flux capacitor. All right? It's a light signal. Okay? New ground center in position location of calculation. High position locations to all levels of your fluctuation. Flux capacitor location to its connections. Okay? You are the core line center of your 24 sequence. Now the rebellion is in a higher level system. They calculate in all level position location of travel. So they high rise their high line centers. They don't stay in the 24 sequence. They're in 48, 72, 144. So they can mark their channels from Mach 1 to Mach 12 in seconds, times pi, right? Times pi, again, is just truly understand that you're going from one place to another place in a certain level. That's the gap in between. So that gap in between, what have you done from that 15 minutes to get where you need to go? Okay? So that's the position of times pi. Okay? Trifactor is the factoring communications of half, right? So it's all about understanding 3/4, 4/4, 1/4, 2/4, and that position locations. It's all through geometry location of shape and how it sets its position location to allocate time system. But it's amazing how you come into 24 sequence of north, west, south, and east to a new diamond core line center, to a new pyramid activation, to a new laser direction location. A space-time position. All right? So how are we doing so far? All right, let's see. I'm nothing. Crow's activating. Plasma rainbow activation. Seeing the larger crystal now. Flew into my heart. Faster data transfer downloads. Okay, recalibration shapes of binary data. Recalibrating of plasma. Well, since I've created the teleports and you got the sister. Indeed, ever nothing. Okay, well, receiving downloads. Great, excellent, fantastic. Rebellion can help you out afterwards. Just concentrate on what you guys are doing. Focus on what you're doing. Stay in your system. Stay in your clarity. Stay in your connections of your travels. And you'll be fine. All right. It's knowing how to travel constantly everywhere. So it's like being in your TV reception of a box center line interference, all levels of compilation. Remember how I set you guys up in high signal locations and perceptions of 1,000 eyes, where you stand in the center and you've seen 1,000 TVs all at once? That's all it is. So you're walking into your TV, but you're actually seeing the electronics. The avatar has to understand position location when it comes to teleportation to its connections. It has to understand all levels of times pi, times square, trifactor, box center, box sequence, square root, triangulation, right? But it's interesting how it goes in position. You can never get lost with these things, right? Just know exactly how to use it through its clocking system, because that's what humanity is coming into, right? The track center position location is all levels of light and dark, okay? You got light and dark in position. Yin and yang. There you go. 6 and 9. Ooh-ah. See? So it's amazing how you do these things, people. It's amazing how you do these things. Pretty easy, eh? The flow in time position locations. So I can go from a 24, I can go from 24 to 48 and change position right away. I can go from 48 in high position locations to 72, right? And anything in between is times pi, right? So, and then from 72, I can go to 144, right? Equals anything through plus. Plus is add. Anything through frame, right? So it's high line center locations of an equal line center, okay? So if I want to change the box center, I change position location to calculations into a higher level of TV reception. Ooh-ah. See? But it's amazing how you travel, right? All through 24, okay, coming into times pi, into 48 to 72. See the pi interference in positions of 144, right? So this is a true understanding where you guys get out of structure and get into flow. But the process location is all levels of the male and the female aspects of all channels, especially when it comes into the 24 sequence. Because you can travel through 24, but you only have 12 hours of light in position locations of 12 hours of night. That's how it's set up. You're in a 24 sequence right now in a new pyramid activation system to a new body system of vibration of space. Right? We're just coming into new panels of space, so I'm reconstructing all levels of geometry location. So we're setting up a new computer screen into space anomaly. So, all right, let's see here. Just saw a triangular book with circle coils. We're all there. The book of the endless full beauty, glowing and radiance outward is precious and glorious. Yeah. I see the rainbow bridge light up. Fiber optics, string theory, pixels, travels. I'm looking over their shoulder, notes, seeing the formula, seeing what was missing from when I met him on Vega. There you go. Starting in the car until you get the things going. Yeah, it's all about understanding flow, right? Understand that position. So it gets easier once you understand the trifactors and everything through triangulation, right? But it's amazing how you go through yin and yang all through all the sequence, right? So, and the trifactor is changing the times pi. So you're changing the vector, you understand? You're changing the vector to quadrant system. Time capacitor, people, right? So, but it's amazing how you change things all through pi. See? So I just want to show you how everything works when I use position locations, but you truly have to understand all levels when it comes into try to factor to position locations, all right? So I really, really want you to understand more how to use your clocking. That's the most important thing because this balances you out through the gravity system location to its conditions. Let's go through another position system, okay? All right? Rose red. It's like a pinkish rose, my position. Once you get in colors and change, you understand every color is all different color. It has to because your rainbow activation is its position location to its avatar of its ground system. Okay? You have a triangulation location of colors and patterns in your rainbow. Your rainbow activation system of crystal grid. You just have to learn how to use it in position, all through clocking, right? So hopefully that gives you a little bit more understanding why it's so important to understand trifactor, that connections of times pi times square. You guys are coming into new formula of E equals mc squared, right? We started off with E equals mc squared, right? Now, you can do different ways of different square. You can do it this way or this way. Doesn't matter, right? E equals mc squared. But it's the energy that you're using. What is the intent? The energy is the intent. What's the intent? What do you want to do with the energy, right? It's the intent. What's the intent of the energy? And the equal line center is position locations of its box. Okay, equal comes into MC because it's the mass. Mass is all levels to volume. Okay, weightless equals weightless. Okay, so mass, okay, of all information, okay, is nothingness of everything through information. So this is a true understanding where it comes everything is anything and everything is everything. So that it calculates everything of nothing is everything in position. So it's the highest formation of light that you can reach. It has no bound in position locations, right? So mass of nothingness is everything of information. That's what it is. So it's true to understand how to use all levels of equal to a square, right? See? So this changes into a box location. It's all communication, right? Signal and position line system crosses over, right? So sets up position locations, comes into high system location, into an XT1000. See the XT1000? There's the equation location to its intent, right? V equals all levels of weightless volume communication into its intent of its flux capacitor location. All right, there it is. All right, acceleration line system. All right, so I'm just showing you plateaus and different ways of doing equation line centers of formulas. It gets complicated, right? But it gets easier once you understand your position location and calculation. All right, so let's go through another one. Let's go through gray center. All right, now I have to represent the digital pad. If I don't say gray center, it confuses position location to my phone, which confuses all level position locations of who I'm communicating with, right? So this is a true understanding. If you took a picture of me, I wouldn't be there. You would just see the body, but it's not me. So that means I'm everything of the body, which is not there. I'm just a dimension of light, of travel, with no body. The existence of no existence is everything of nothing. All right? So it's being everywhere. It's merging into everything. So when I say I'm communicating with you, I'm actually communicating with everything around, all at once, simultaneously, in all timeline position. So it's square reference locations to all levels of your TV reception to its position. Right? You just have to learn how to channel through it. Right? You can do it in so many ways and forms. Right? It opens up windows, it opens up doors. You just have to know what you're doing, how everything calculates, modifies. So you look at everything through shape of travel and position location. Right? So it's all about understanding how to secure line defense. And secure line defense is all set up, right? But it always starts off with 12. You don't go past 12 because you don't understand position locations of the mind yet. So there's always 12 secure line defense. Now you can travel position locations. You can go into the center position and go through Orion's belt. Now if you go through Orion's belt, be cautious because it's a gateway. There's a gateway right there. That opens the new sequence. Now you get the past, and now you're in position locations of its future, right? So you're high channeling down interference, you're changing program location to its connections. It's electrical light interference. There I am right there. See, I'm above the system location of center position. That's me. There's my hands, that's me in the center, right? Electrical light connection, this is my body. Into line interference. Here, I'll show you. Change position locations into light, right? So this is me. Ooh-ah. See, that's me, right? How to travel through anything in position locations all through electrical light. The center core position location is its energy field, all right? Set signals location to its position for its atom center. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's the atom, all right? Now, traveling through that is all position locations calculations. I can set up a new diamond line center in position location, right? So you can also travel through the atom. The atom can actually travel through the center position to its E-field line system. It's complicated if you understand the atom, how to travel through it from there to there, right? So the atom can travel anywhere, which is amazing. And that's what everybody's coming into sequence. You can even change the coloration line center, laser direction location to its conditions. So you can travel through position locations here, you can travel to here, you can travel through here, you can travel back to here in position, right? You can even travel down here in position locations. You can change anything through graph center. You can even set up a new compilation line position location at construct, high system locations, right? You can even set up a whole new dimensional setting. This is adding frame. This is in the future. This is more in the future. This is more in the future. All through calculations, right? So it's incredible. I can change the coloration line center again in position, right? Let's go to black, right? So I go the opposite way in position, right? Going the opposite way, going the opposite way, going the opposite way, right? But it's bouncing signals, interference. So I set up a waving channel into the ground interference location to its conditions, right? So as it comes into a fluctuation line stand in position location, right? Electrical lights. But you have to make sure that when you use anything through flywheel or anything magnetic, it has to have a charge. It has to have a charge, or it doesn't stand position locations of its center operation, which is its atom rotation. Okay? You can change it to any color. You can even change the position locations to a tesseract, high center position. Tesseracts are very complicated stuff in position locations, right? Now you can channel position line center. You can set up a graph line center and a wall line interference. See that? Calculate and modify all position locations calculations. You can strip the centers, change the high position location to calculation modification system. You can change it into high level systems back into red. Back in the center position location to calculation. Start over again, right? You can set a square position line center, okay, in position locations. 4 line sequence locations of lines. It's like a window. See the window? Right? But again, you have to set up always secure line defense. You can change the coloration too. You can change it to blue, right? Now it's blue on surface, right? So if it's on blue on surface, it's got to be blue on the bottom, and the secure line defense has to be 12, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It looks like a position locations of a train. See the train? So it's incredible how you do these things, right? You can do kaleidoscopes line center. You can do CCTV, camera relation line center locations, camera operation line center, teleportation, wave line interference. But it's amazing how you travel through space, how things are set up to position, right? So it's great to have all these position locations. You can change coloration channels in position locations, right? You can white screen locations as calculation. Start position, right? There's a square. Now I can change that channel into red. And it's like checkers, you know, moving checkers on a board. See? You can change the coloration panel in position location. Coloration light into purple. But remember, you're using your Schumann resonance or colorations of time, all through the sun or anything through the moon. See? See, I'm setting up new shapes. So I'm adding things, which means I'm in the future now, constantly in the future. You can even go to black, right? Black and white in position locations. Now this is set up through sequence. This is very high rise. Okay, this is a matrix path. That's what this is, matrix path. Now that line signals interference. You can have this travel in position. You can have the red travel through position. You can have the purple travel through position. And you can have the blue travel through position, all in sequence, right? It's all traveling, see? It's all traveling through the box position of the matrix path. So I'm showing you how you add frames. Every single time I add a frame, I'm going more into the future, right? So I'm just changing frames. But what stays in the position? Me. I don't move, right? Only this moves, right? So it's a compilation in position locations of time. How it calculates all levels of you through all position locations. So Are we more complicated now? Oh boy, that's funny. Yeah, there's a lot going on, eh? I see the atom in so many flowers. Yeah, that's good. Excellent. Whoa. The real Petroleum man. Yeah, observer that Star Trek Discovery using spores. Elysium spore. Networks travel instantly. Awesome, Chris. I can see the changes in the corner of my eye. More daily regrouping the generation of real life. Objects being born in my sim. Yep. Yeah. It's powerful stuff, and I'll tell you why. Is because when you start seeing things, you'll see everything. Like if I see a chair, you see the particles of the chair, you see the separation of the chair, you see the particles disappearing, and when you see that, you actually see the connection to where it is, because the chair is not on the ground. The chair is in the atmosphere, so it's floating. Everything is floating, and it's when acceleration of speed. It's high position location of its calculations, right? So you see the particle, and then you see the string theory, right? So first the particles, and then the separation, and then it comes into string theory, and then you go through a portal, right? And travel through it. Time frequency, time codes, all through trifactor. Opposition locations to a matrix path, or anything division location of the diamond core, or anything position location of fluctuation, flux channels, coloration line position. But every single time you change a frame, you're more into the future of position, okay, to its avatar system. All right, so I'm just showing you on so many levels, but you really have to understand the equation locations of E equals MC squared, especially when you come into mass of calculation, right? It modifies all levels of your square root into velocity, into the flux capacitor, okay? And you can see it too, that it's a pyramid. Everything is a pyramid. Our whole body is nothing but a pyramid. Our noses are pyramids in calculations, right? You have to learn how to use that. There's so many levels you guys have to learn how to use. At all positions to those locations. Say we go into the paint channel. Position locations. Now let's go into black center. Go into clocking system. Okay, so you got the eyes. Okay, you got the nose. There. Look, it's a pyramid. It activates the lights. Look at that. Flux capacitor. There's your mouth. Hoo-ah. There's your flux capacitor right there. Bet you didn't know that. All right, so, and then your stand position locations when you come into all this. Flux capacitor location 8. The infinity cycle comes in position locations to past, present, and future. Stays in the center of operation. See? See the intelligence? Past, present, future. Right? Guess you guys didn't know that, did you? Your nose is actually a flux capacitor. Ha ha. So you have that, and you also have one in your body. Ah, learned something new. So you now understand the 8-line center is your infinity circle. That's what it is. That's what it does every single day, right? And you also have one on your waist. I'm just showing you how you're all connected, so you better understand your location, your size, graph, interference, schematics, line position, your avatar system location to its connections. All right? So you come into calculation modification system. All right, so let's go back into baby blue. All right? Let's go into black circle line interference. Okay, so you got that calculations. Now you have to understand how the structures of the face works. You have to understand the circular location to its position of its body. You have to understand the diamond core position location. All right? And then you have to understand everything through its connection of its feet. And then you have, levels of the arms, how everything's set up in sequence. Right? Because they're nothing but a position location. Right? So you have to understand the panels of space-time that splits its center. Right? See that? So you have your flux capacitor here in position. Okay? And you got your flux capacitor here in position. Okay. So it's true to understand how to use this equation locations. And then you have your crown, right? So that has this representation. So it line signals interference. So it's pretty powerful stuff when you can connect to the crown. Now the energy comes in the track center position, right? It's a green circle line position to storage, sets position location to calculations. All right. So it comes in this through numbers, right? So it comes in position like this. These are all numbers that come into position, right? Numbers come into your mind. See? That's how it comes. So it comes from the sun, comes from lights, and position location of the moon, right? Flux capacitor activates line positions, all right? All right, so the numbers come in sequence right now. It goes into correlation of the 8 and position locations, all right? 8 channels, okay? So it kind of looks like a flower op. A flower op is a rotation center, okay? Looks like a 4-leaf clover. Ah, 4-leaf clover. So that 4-leaf clover, right, changes rotation center. It knows exactly where your fluctuation line center is in your position locations to track system. Now it gets complicated. So each number changes second per second. You have to understand what you're calculating with because it all connects to your binary system, right? Comes down in position, rotates around, okay? Recalculates and modifies all line streams, right? 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0. And then the graph line center strips all position locations. Triangles, graph line centers, diamond line positions, question mark interference. It's all position and calculations. They're all number, sequence, location, noise, connection. Nothing but numbers inside your body. So you have to understand how it's all set up through sequence. So it's all about position locations. Now when you get into the ground center, okay, it's all set up position, all right? So it sequences interference location to its channel, right? Operates all level position location to calculation. Center position line centers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? 12 line positions of timeline sys locations to its connections, okay? So it's complicated, right? It's because you're nothing but a TV reception of a graph system. Let's go into red in a compilation line system. All right, how to understand you through a TV, because that's all you are. All right, and it's just coloration. Coloration here, little pixels, little pixels. Screen line centers, a computer operation line position. That's all you guys are. So, of course, the pixels are very small, but I'm just showing you on a bigger front what it looks like. Once you have the digital line centers and the binary reset positions back in calculations, this is how you become a TV reception of line signal to its position, right? Because that's all you are. And then you come into the waves, right? You come into the waves. Let's go into black circle line interference. So the waves come in. All right, these are the waves. All right, see the waves? All right, and then we have line signal channels. Now, line signal channels, it's kind of like graph symbols, right? Metal face, high positions. They come into this channel. It's very, very fast, very communication. You see them in the graph center, particle light center. You have 24 computers in one cell position, so they look like this, right? So you are behind all of this because that's all you are. It's just a TV screen. That's it, nothing else, nothing more. So you just have to learn how to use it to your tracker system of teleportation, to its avatar system. Policy fluctuation of transmitting and receiving information. Okay? But that's all you are, just a TV reception. So, I know it's a lot to learn, right? All right, let's see here. Okay, how we doing here? Almost in an hour here. Yeah, I know, you're filling in all the gaps, I know. Well, first time being in a TV, especially for the new viewers. So how do you explain that, right? Yeah, exactly. Come in that position. Yeah, just visualize on your sys locations. Try to use me as nothing but vibration. Don't focus on what I'm saying. Focus on my vibration, because that's the avatar. The avatar only resonates with your vibration. It doesn't resonate with the voice. It's the vibration. That's the correlation of balance, people. Vibration, energy, frequencies, and harmonic resistance. That's the core system. You guys are coming into more high-level systems of nothing of a TV reception. That's it. That's all you guys are. So, you know, if you want to go into a level of detail, this is what you guys are. 3 channels right here. Right there. There's the TV. Right? See the channels? You have one to change the button, one just change the volume, and one to turn off the TV. Right? That's it. It's just a TV reception of high-level system. So, it's knowing how to use the energy, it's knowing how to use the frequencies, it's knowing how to use the vibration, and its harmonic resistance to its correlation. That's all. And it opens up all portal location to its connections. See, the portal opens up. Hoo-ah. See? Pretty powerful stuff, right? It's complicated, right? But you can channel through this in high position of 12. Stay in the 12 line center. You guys aren't ready to travel to position higher levels. Stay in the 12 line center. And then you can 12 with position location, center up position. Right? 12 line center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right there. Right? Or you can channel down in position locations. Right? So you're going through 3 line center locations of travels of 12, 24, and 48. Right? So it's pretty fascinating, isn't it? All right. So everybody's having fun? Sandwich there. Okay, let's see here. Sandwich and ice cream. Okay, all right, Max. Come join. First time for me on TV. So it's a lot to take these new experiences. Yeah, and that's what it is. You have to understand why I put you in your TV. When you come in that position locations official is a Trinity stand. You're nothing but a TV reception. So you have to learn how to basically channel yourself better in ground system locations, right? All through your TV reception. How to travel through it, right? 2, you know? Isn't that amazing? So, see? How this becomes a trifactor, how this is the infinity 8 circle of you. That's all it is. That's all your life. This is your life every single day. That's all it's doing. Right? And it fluctuates line position locations to your body. Each channel line center is operated to position locations. One more channel position, all right? So this is a Trinity standing, you come in position locations. You go from here to here, to here, to here, here to here, here to here, all right? So it's understanding the grounds, it's understanding the powers, and it's their magnetic highway information system to correlation, right? Very basic. Now it's understanding the powers of direction of time in 3-line system. Correlation to ground line center interference and position location and calculation, how you're set up, right? And then you come into all levels of its 2 of security line defense. You're protected through energy. So that energy puts you in a program location to its conditions, illuminates the graph line center. Okay, let's go into another coloration change. All right, so I'm going to set up the force field line center. So it's like you got one in the ground line center, you got one here, and you got one here in position locations. You got 3 line centers. Okay? Now that graph interference locations protects you in all position locations. Right? To the grounds, the powers, and the atmosphere location. All right? Now, what's that setup position location? That travels out of high system location. All right? It all travels to the high line center, information to a system. It allocates time. All right, so you set up the signal, and you travel through it. Right? 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. In position, location, and calculation. All right? travel time sequence to allocate position of time location. So it's truly understanding how to travel through all levels of activation to its core system. You can change the timeline center in any way formation line positions, but it's truly understand you through the avatar vibration. Right? So you can go through another coloration change in high system location. All right, so you can wind tunnel up in position locations. All right. You can change all levels of high line center. Okay, you can change the wind graph interference back in calculation. There's so many things that you can do just through you standing. Electrical lights, panel lights, interference lights, program lights, activation lights. You're always changing the grounds, you're always changing the powers, you're always changing the officer location every single day of you. So it calculates all levels of you, right? You do the same thing all over again, right? You always have to have an E field up. That protects you in all ways and forms, right? So, and then you become nothing but weather. Everything through position, location, the grounds, the power of the atmospheres. So you merge into everything through calculation, all through traction. So the velocity channels and interference location to its program setting is high position location of calculations. So. I just wanted to show you how powerful it is when you see these things, right? You have to really understand all levels, right? Especially when you come into E equals MC squared, right? People need to understand you're nothing but a flux capacitor of travel. That's all we are. Just have to learn how to travel through it, right? Right here. That's what you have to learn how to travel through. You get that set up, you can travel through anything, right? The team knows that, the Rebellion and the GFLs. They're very informative at position locations where you can travel through locations. But when you start off, it's incredible force. So, all right, so I'm going to take you guys out of the equation line center, take you back in formation line position. Reverse line position location is your product light system. Bring it back into calculation to a full size line position. All right, you guys are back. So, it's amazing how you calculate all the position locations and how everybody's set up through geometry line system. It's incredible force when you come to that position locations. But I'm just showing you how you travel to anything through formation of the avatar system. Okay? So, any questions or comments, I will be on TikTok. All right? Tomorrow we'll get it into panel 2 of time sequence. Okay? Because space is set up to reconstruct location to a new binary reset of a new computer line center that's going to have a whole new level of a computer link. Rotation center position location to its avatar system. Tomorrow, we come in its sequence line center, setting all levels of U to the box system to location of travel of time location. All right? Everybody have a fantastic day. I'll see you live on TikTok. Adios.